Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Just accept her apology and move on.
Fine.
You are forgiven. That's so
Yay,
funny.
we're all adults here.
I disagree.
You're allowed to
Besides,
do that. And we respect
the
your
metal
opinion,
dice,
which is utterly wrong.
metal dice, along with the bear claw earrings I got for Christmas, is like these are like the top gift that I got. Anyways,
Why can I hear? Okay, Uzox needs to do its job. Last session, you had smuggled Tristle's siblings out of Belting, nearly leaving Tembin behind. You trekked for 2 weeks through the wilderness, crossed a rushing river, and met up with some past acquaintances. In their company, you have now finally reached the city of Xelth, the early morning bustle all around you. Since there are maps at many parks in the city, I will make that available to you. What would you like to do?
I want to take a shower. I want to get clean.
These are the front gates here, and
yeah. What are the closest like living facilities and inns and such?
well, there's the Timberfeller Tavern, which is closer than the Singing Gull.
Oh, I want to live in the Watcher's Tomb. So no, just kidding. Whoa,
So first
cool.
priority is finding lodging.
Yeah, is that a river that runs through the city?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Did you see that last session?
No, you had just arrived in the city, so you haven't progressed through there. You're just seeing it on a map.
Cool.
Okay, so Timberfeller Tavern.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out, making sure my siblings are close, and yeah.
It is a little concerning, trying not to lose everyone in the crowd, so it's all kind of stay close and move as a unit.
Yeah, and we'll confer with the party that we're traveling with as well, and be like, we're just gonna go in.
Alright, we're gonna take a look around, see if there's any maybe help wanted posters or notice boards or anything. We'll catch you later, I suppose.
If you don't see you, then good luck.
You as well. Best of fortune. And they split off to their own devices. At the Timberfeller, it's early morning, so not a whole lot of people in here at the moment. Let's see. I have a bad habit of not setting up my cities in an easy way to look at who is where. But there is a human man behind the bar, a man in his late 40s or so with a big bushy black beard, nearly bald on top, very thick eyebrows, ginormous arms.
Like long muscle.
Yeah, he looks way too bulky to be working as a bartender, but he
There's
just
so many bees.
he just gives you a nod as you walk in, doesn't say anything. It's a open, clean area, smells strongly of wood because everything is made of wood, except for the fireplace, which is stone.
What about the food?
You haven't seen any food yet. But,
oh no. I'll usher my siblings to a table and then turn to Rin and Andraki and be like, what do you want to do now that we're here? Besides find a safe place for my siblings.
Right? I've got no. Other than just seeing what's changed. I don't know.
Undraki is visibly like craning her neck, looking around for Do they have wash stations for like bathrooms?
Most establishments like this do have a little private room for, a bathroom. And you have seen and probably passed several water fountains on the way here if you need to like wash your hands in one or something.
I'm suddenly very itchy, like in real life.
Oh,
No, I'm thinking about like how if they've been traveling for a while and not.
you are fairly dirty.
She's gonna be looking
River
around
crossing
for.
was days and days
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, she's looking for
I like to
to get clean.
I like to imagine a written still smells like flowers.
Or charcoal.
He doesn't eat charcoal. That's not the right thing.
Don't eat charcoal.
Oh, is it a dragon reference? Like for the fire? Oh, never. That's my intelligence stat showing up.
If you're
I'm
looking
just gonna
to,
walk up to the barkeep and. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna walk up to the barkeep guy, look him up and down a little bit, like skeptically, like, okay. And then be like, can we have a hot meal for 3 people and maybe a room for a couple nights? What would that total be?
Just the one meal and just the one room.
1 meal for now, and then a room for maybe 2 nights.
2 nights. 12 silver, 5 copper.
It's extortion. Eldritch Blast.
Alright,
Sure you can fit that many people in one room? You got a lot with you.
I'm just paying for my own family. They are, yes. I'm just making sure my siblings are settled before dealing with the rest of us.
Alright. He, if that price is acceptable, he'll slide over a room key.
Yeah, I'm checking my money. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Sister, how much I have? 12 silver. How much copper?
5.
I'll hand over 13 pieces of silver because I only have
Okay,
4.
I'll give you 5 copper change.
Okay, so
So he hands over a room key. You've got a room at the Timberfeller Tavern for 2 nights. There's minimal options for food, but they whip up something fairly quickly. It's just a kind of plain stew, beef and some vegetables, and mainly potatoes.
yum.
And he kind of awkwardly sets it in the middle of the table since there's all of you around the table. He's not sure who to give it to, so he just puts it there and just, right, enjoy.
Just give him a nod and then pass the bowls to Sasha and the twins.
Okay. I don't know if you've forgotten about me again, but
I did.
brought along with the intention of visiting Master Avatan in the Hall of History for the rather unique items we've brought.
I didn't
Oh,
actually
wait,
forget him this time, but I forgot what we were supposed to do, so that's good.
I didn't forget about him, and I read up my notes. So,
I appreciate that, and so does.
sorry for mocking you.
Whoa.
Oh goodness.
No. Any chance we could do that today, or are you wanting to?
Definitely. I
I'm
just.
just, it's been a lot longer on the road than I anticipated, with the whole detour to Belting and then running through wilderness for 2 weeks. So
Would you appreciate a bath before heading over?
Yes, that
Okay.
actually sounds amazing. So
Would you like a room here or somewhere else? Do you have lodgings, friends here?
I doubt I have any living friends here.
Oh.
But
Oh.
I will, I, I will spend the night here. I will take care of myself. He heads over to the bar and pays for his own room and for a bath as well. And he
Right?
immediately heads upstairs, keen on the thought of getting clean after you mentioned it.
Can I
Yes.
roll for if there's like a, I don't know, maybe it's too much of like the Asian Elven style, but is there like one of the, like the bathhouse places or something, like a spring, like a hot spring?
There
Artificial
wasn't
probably,
last time you were here.
okay.
You could maybe ask around. It wouldn't really make sense to roll for it though.
Yeah.
But I'll just say, asking around, the closest thing anyone says about that is the Healer's Court has some similar commodities, but are mainly used for medicinal purposes, not just relaxing.
Yeah. You go to Elvish country.
They're too dang bad. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Is Andraki, are you going to, are you taking a bath
I'm
right
going
now?
to wash up. I'm going to wash up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming we just all buy your room, and
Yeah. I'll
Uh,
room with my siblings on the floor, but
okay. Whoever is wanting to buy their own room here, it's 6 silver per night. So you can deduct.
mm,
Is your socks cutting out for everybody or just
occasionally.
I can faintly hear things, but when it does, when it is cutting out, but when it comes on, it's like very faintly in the background, even though my volume's like not blasting, but
okay?
Hmm.
Weird.
she's odd. It might be the video itself. So, would DM, would I know of any places in Xelth where there's like maybe like bodyguards for hire or something?
Well, a tavern is a good place to start. Uh, However, just the time of day that you've arrived, there's not much activity in here.
Mm.
So, possibly just waiting around here or going to the Singing Gull. You could find someone, or hire the Fair Tidings party that you met if you can find them again in the city.
Oh yeah. Okay. I kind of think they'd be useful for us, but that's a little NPC work for the DM to do. Okay. I guess I'll go wash up too.
Okay. Everybody gets clean. Everybody gets lodging prepped. And what's next?
We can just
Well, I
stuff
want
to
my
the
siblings to
place.
just. I think my siblings would be willing to just sleep a lot of the day because they've been traveling so much.
Yeah, they are following your lead. You're kind of taking the head position of the family at the moment, and they are content to follow your instruction, and they are all tired, and beds sound wonderful after more than 2 weeks without beds.
Okay, so after they eat, I'll just be like, go on upstairs, lock the door behind you. I'll tell Sasha about our knock we have from when we were kids and such, and I'll just be like, don't open the door unless someone knocks like that. Get some rest.
Okay, you take care of yourself out there. Don't get robbed. There's a lot of people on the street.
Me?
It
I won't,
happens.
actually. Yes, you're right. Yes. Thank you.
you soon. And you hear her lock the door, so you know that's secure.
I just noticed that I still have a couple hit points missing, but I have gotten them back if I rested.
Yes, I meant to specify at the beginning of this. This is a new day. You've all had a long rest recently, so you should all have all your hit points, all your spell slots, all the good stuff. You should be in
Can
good
I get
shape.
my point of exhaustion back?
What?
I took a point of exhaustion because I was up all
Yeah, get rid of that
night
as well.
because of. Yeah.
No one has any exhaustion. Everyone has full hit points, full spell slots. Okay. And then was it taking Tembin and the stuff to the Hall of History?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should do that first, so we don't keep forgetting about him. And I forget, we were supposed to just take him there and take him back, or does he have like ways to get back? Or unless he was supposed to travel here already.
Taking him back to Kygel was never really discussed. So
Okay.
it was more of he'll need an escort to here, and he'll figure out the rest on his own.
Okay. It didn't specify in my notes that I took, but
Right.
yeah.
So moving from the Timberfeller Tavern, you pass through the city, around some small parks, across the small river that cuts through town on one of the numerous bridges across it. Coming to the foot of the wide, kind of double backing stairway of white stone that is laid at the side of this plateau that the Novan Academy and Palace are resting at the head of. It's a kind of long but comfortable climb to the top. The stairs aren't super steep or anything.
The palace and the academy, they're not like. There's no offshoot connecting the two. They definitely are separate. They look rather close in this map, so.
The Novan Academy is surrounded by its own walls and has its own staircase. The Mayoral Palace has its own staircase as well, so it's not really connected. But you could walk physically across from one to the other. You just have to hop some walls.
Okay.
Okay. There are no guards at the Novan Academy. It's just an academy, not really a governmental institution or secured area. You see many people of all races, students here passing from building to building. There's the 4 separate halls, each in these L shapes, as you can kind of faintly see on the map. But looking through them, there's the Hall of Alchemy, the Hall of Wizardry, the Hall of Science, and you finally find the Hall of History. Passing into it, you immediately spot a treasure trove of displays of historical artifacts, recreated skeletons of creatures, and paintings on the walls, and books in the hundreds. Most of the more unique displays are held in the center of the rooms. It's a multi-floor structure, but there's books in bookshelves and paintings on the walls. Everything else is held kind of suspended over pedestals, stone pedestals, with this kind of shimmering glow around it, just floating there. One thing that catches your eye is this enormous skull of this unfamiliar beast. It's got 2 very long horns out the front, a smaller one at the nose, and a large frill, bony frill, kind of armored plate at the back, which you all out of game would recognize as a Triceratops skull, but your characters probably haven't seen one. There are
Some kind of dragon?
There is a help desk as well, which Tembin angles towards looking for assistance finding Master Avatan that he's looking for. At the desk, there's this gnomish man. I'm sorry, not gnomish, dwarvish, with a split gray beard, banded with copper brass bands. Why did I say copper brass bands? Copper bands. He listens to Tembin for a while, but his eyes keep flicking to Rin, and finally, well, that's hardly fair. You haven't aged a day in 70 years while I've gone all to grey. Good to see you again, Master Rin. Pardon me, old fella. I've known this guy for a while. Well, a long time ago. What brings you back to Xelth?
Kind of a few things. But,
I'll give you a gold if you can guess which brother I am.
Wait, hang on. I actually think I have notes for. I think I wrote their name. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Master?
He's gonna kind of like narrow his eyes, think really hard. Eins.
Takes out a gold coin from his pocket and flips it to you. Don't know how you figured it. Must have recognized I'm the more handsome of the two. Guns went back and founded a bit of a town, Trevis Crown. If you find yourself there, tell him he's an old mudhead for me, will you? A lot of you are looking for Master Avatan, then?
I just look at Rin.
Would I know who that is?
After seeing Ainz, the name does sound familiar, but the last time you saw him was over 70 years ago in that same expedition. Yeah. He was the young wizard who was accompanying you.
Oh! He was the one I couldn't remember the name of.
Oh.
So that works so good.
It appears now he's head of the Hall of History.
Let's go.
Right, this way. I'll lead you to him. He's probably in one of his usual haunts. I was right about that. Oh.
Sorry.
Well, go on.
Go ahead.
This is a DM.
This is a DM. Okay, this is a DM question. I'll be quiet.
Okay, what's the question?
As we go along, man, I feel embarrassed now. As we go along, what are the paintings on the walls?
None of them look as realistic as far as level of detail as the one that you've got in the bag of holding, but they depict all sorts of things: castles, sunrises, ocean, forest, animals, people, lots of people, but any number of subjects. Are you looking for anything in particular?
The picture painting thing we have is like more modern type of paint than what is depicted on the walls here. I don't know why that popped into my head, but...
Well, you know that the painting you have is pre-Havoc, so it's at least 300 years old.
Yeah. Okay. My thought was that maybe it was like a photograph and they thought it was a painting, but I'm like, that's dumb. Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Ainz leads you through the museum, pointing out a couple things. You pass by an old helmet, and he taps Rin on the elbow. I was right about that helmet you found. Lordsman's helm, sure enough. Nothing enchanted still, but a good find. It's got your name on the plaque there. And you can see Rin's name on the plaque as the discoverer of this dwarven, very old, very weathered helm.
Is it just Rin?
Just Rin.
Mm.
Now, Rin, the last time you saw Benric was over 70 years ago when he was a fresh-faced young man. Now his features are far more marked by time. Laugh lines in abundance among other vehicles. I'm gonna put a picture of him in real quick.
Hey.
Into the campaign log.
Yes.
He now has a significant beard, and the hair on his head is thinning, but his eyes are the same curious bright with gray irises. He also appears to have put on a few extra pounds over the years. He wears thick, comfortable-looking robes that fall all the way to the floor, wide, loose sleeves, the silver chain of a necklace visible at his neck tucked under his collar, soft shoes on the verge of being slippers. Hey, meathead! We've got visitors from old times. Or one at least, and a few friends along. I dare say. You haven't changed a bit. At least not appearance-wise. Good to see you again.
I can't say I've changed much. Took a little while, but back on an expedition of sorts, I suppose.
Good for you. And, who are the rest of you? I've met him before, but none of you. Wait, no. Tembin, you studied here. Not history, but, what was it? Wizardry for a few months? Finally coming back for another go at it? I'm afraid not. We have some artifacts, but I'll let them introduce themselves first.
Untraki's gonna raise her hand. Untraki? Gonna give a very awkward smile. Just, yeah.
Look around when I notice that eyes are on me and be like, I'm Tristal.
Good to meet you,
Tristal
Tristan.
Poirot.
Now, artifacts, you say? May I see? What, kind of...
Oh, sorry. The way you said that was the Aurora Borealis. May I see it?
It's not intentional.
I'll open up and grab the
I'll lean over and be like,
stuff.
don't let your crazy bird out.
Crazy bird.
It's complicated. Yeah, I'll grab the was the painting, the bottle, definitely not a drone. Like with the note? Was it
was
in
just
a bottle?
between two glass panes.
Oh, back glass panes. Okay.
Yes.
Then yeah, that I thought it was a bottle. And the painting and the drone piece, if it's
Okay.
in there. Pretty sure it is. I don't remember.
Well, this is quite the collection. We have a few Watcher-related artifacts already, but nothing of Frellero's work. This is exquisite. And a document
Sorry,
from
of whose work?
Frellero, the painter of this piece here, the High Stag. Wait, I forget if the painting was of the stag.
It was of
No.
a bear.
Right.
Oh,
The stag was at
oh yeah.
Kindle Bridges. Bear, sorry. Stags, bears, they all look the same.
Some of the bears, there's some of the bears with the bear whistle. The bears and the bear whistle. Bears.
And something written by Seer. Interesting. Very, very valuable. I don't believe I have enough in the budget to acquire these, or to properly compensate you for all of these all at once. I can offer you a sum upfront and then perhaps monthly payments.
We tend to get around a bit.
Follow me. He turns and marches into a door
Wait, sorry,
off
what
to the
did he
side.
say?
He said a solution then. Follow me.
We're getting items, guys!
Marches into
We're getting a portal! A
door
portal!
marked with his name. It's kind of a office of his. Digs around for a bit and comes back with a small box. This can be used with conjunction, in conjunction with this, an identical box. He picks up an old shoe off the floor, puts it in one box, closes the lid, opens the other lid, and the shoe's in that one. I can
Whoa.
simply
Oh.
gift you one of these, insert a monthly payment, and you can receive it at your leisure.
I suppose that means we could send items much more easily if we come across any more.
Small ones. I'm afraid these won't fit anything the size of the painting or even
Well,
the
that's
glass. Could be useful if you intend to make more contributions, which I always welcome.
Do we need to pay for this box?
You will not need to pay for anything from me for a very long time.
Crystal is obviously not in her element right now, and she's very much like, okay, cool.
First off, would you prefer 210 gold a month for 4 years or 408 gold a month for 2 years? That is the long-term payment. There is some I can give you up front. He counts out a pouch. You see him putting platinum coin after platinum coin on the desk until it's 130 platinum coins in total. 30 for the page, 100 for the painting.
Crystal leans over to Andraki and be like, thank goodness my mom's not here.
I take
She'd
it
bleed
you
him
didn't
dry.
quite appreciate the value of what you brought in.
I don't think you guys understand that. To Untaraki, it's just metal. It's just shiny metal.
I forgot about how she pays with stuff like Twiggy May.
I'll go ahead and add 130 platinum to
Yeah,
the bag real quick.
Okay, cool.
And then you can either do smaller monthly payments for 4 years or double basically for 2 years.
Let's do the 2 years.
2-year plan?
Bryn,
Okay.
Bryn is going to interject and ask, which is better academy budget-wise.
Either one will be fine. It's just I don't have enough for it all at the moment, but neither of these will break. Okay. 2 years then?
I have no objections.
Gervin?
2 years.
Well, would you care to join me for lunch?
Is Tenbin there too?
He is.
Do we need to pay for it?
His eyes, he's looking a bit unsteady after seeing that much money, but he thankfully has not fainted again.
Oh yeah.
I feel like celebrating, and lunch is on me if you'd like it. As well as lodging if you'd like it. Either
Untaraki is
or
going to be
myself
nodding,
would be more than happy to have you.
nodding very often. Yeah. 130 platinum? Meh. Food? Oh yeah, I'm in.
Oh yeah. He takes you to this spot. Oh, whoop! That's not. It's just a line that I just drew. Okay. This corner here, where Marvy's is located. It's this street side eatery operated by elf woman. Pale hair, pale brown hair tied in a bun, nearly covered in flour and various food stains, but a huge smile on her face. There's a bunch of people cooking behind her. They've got grills and countertops set up in a kind of a U shape on the sidewalk with a large red canvas tent on 4 poles overboard and a large chalkboard sign declaring it as Marvy's. With a menu as well. There's the Marvy Special, Sticks and Stones, Smokestack, the Round Meal, Green Mess, and anything can be served smoky style to tiefling tastes.
This is already
Round-
probably my favorite restaurant.
This is amazing. I gotta go to Xelth more often. Untraki's gonna order the round meal,
Alright.
smoky style.
It's a large pork sausage patties cut round, potato rounds fried round, and fresh tomato. Which is
Round.
And charred for your liking.
So mush.
Or like, yeah, no, they wouldn't turn really hard or anything like that. But anyway, what did everybody else
They
order?
become mush.
Was it Sticks and Stones? Is that what it was called?
Sticks and Stones turns out to be fried fish fillet sticks and hash brown stones.
That sounds good.
Alright.
Can you just read out the menu again? Because I like hearing those names.
There's the Marvy Special, Sticks and Stones, Smokestacks, the Round Meal, and the Green Mess.
Can I look around and see what other people are having? And I'm really curious
Yeah.
about the green mess,
The
but I'm
Green
also
Mess
hesitant.
appears to be a salad with peppers and exotic green olives and some sort of sweet honey dressing.
And what's the Marvy's
The
special?
Marvy Special, ground beef, corn, peppers, and cheese mixed together in a gooey, savory treat.
And is there any like, is it just those things, or do they have like other like single stuff available as well, like breads or stuff?
Nothing to like mix and create your own stuff. This looks like it's a very fast-paced operation, so they just have a few set things that they make. The smokestack is a Brunduk style meal, pita bread wrap filled with shredded steak, cheese, lettuce, and tomato.
Crystal will go for that.
Okay.
I was looking for something that's like bread and stuff too. Yeah.
Alright. You all place your orders, get your meals. Benrick pays for everything and heads over to take a seat in one of the nearby parks. So, aside from the wondrous improvement to my museum that you've just brought in, what brings you to the city?
Mostly that. I know I wanted to come for old time's sake. It's good to get
Darky's.
around
Oh,
and check up on people before they're too far gone.
Well, I'm afraid you're probably not going to find many that you recognize. Heinz and myself may be it. It's been a long time.
I have a bad habit of doing it.
I'm only still alive because it's one of the benefits of wizardry, longer lifespan. Or a much shorter one if you're not careful. But I was careful.
Crystal will laugh and then go, sorry.
Never apologize for laughing. That's absurd. Laughter is
She'll still look sheepish and be like, oh, yeah.
Untraki's gonna be finishing a mouthful of the pork sausage that's charred, and it's like some bits are falling out of her mouth. He's like, "Whoa, I know for us, sorry. And he's gonna grab some water and wash it down. And, well, we're escaping this person's mother.
Do tell.
I'm just gonna kick Anthraki super hard as she says that.
Oh, don't tell. I'm going to get kicked like that. Goodness.
I would have liked, okay, story flow wise, I would have liked to have kicked her as she's saying it, so she doesn't finish her sentence.
I'm afraid
But
she already did.
yeah.
I can see Trista like smiling pleasantly after Unthaki says that. Unthaki's about to take another bite, and then Crystal just tricks her. Crystal just kicks her.
If that is too sensitive a subject, we could. I heard mention of a strange bird.
Well, Rien?
I'm not taking it out here.
No. Just talk about it. I'm
Unthraki's
just gonna
rubbing
keep my
her. Unthraki's rubbing her shin like, well, isn't it a bit of a big deal why we left the Poirot mansion? Because it's a pretty big deal. Why'd you have to kick me?
I'm just gonna keep eating and pull my hood more over my face and look around and just watch people and eat my food and
Crystal,
stew.
we are talking about Morgoth. That's not something that you could just brush over.
I'm ignoring her steadfastly.
Can I kick her?
She kicked you.
You can try. I'm watching out. I'm very alert right now.
Okay, fine. I will try.
What do I roll?
I guess it's just your armor class treating this like combat.
I will
Okay.
roll. Hang on. I was in the kitchen getting some food because your descriptions made me hungry.
Good job, DM. Making the players hungry.
We could
Which
make
make
a. We need Roni a cookbook. Oh.
Oh,
I mean, I have these written down. We could make those.
oh.
If the bird is too sensitive a subject, I have a question for each of you, if you don't mind. I'd like to ask people when I meet them. What do you
the bird's not a sensitive subject. We can talk about the bird.
All right, well then let's hear the bird. What's the deal with the bird?
My Wi-Fi went out. I rolled a 17, and do I add a modifier for that?
No, it's just your armor class compared to mine.
No, she's rolling to hit your armor class.
Oh! What is this thing again? Sorry?
She's
I'm trying to
to
kick
kick
you.
you.
I know, but what was the roll?
She got a 17,
A 17.
and if it's an unarmed thing, it would be plus something. What's your
Plus 2, I think.
So 19,
My armor class is 15.
you get kicked.
Oh.
I'm gonna shift my seat. Rin the bird.
I don't suppose you know bounty hunters very well.
I can't say I've had much contact with them, no.
His name
One
is
of them,
Red Feather.
well, his name is Red Feather, yes. Well, I don't think he's dead. He could well be, I don't know. Had what he thought was a familiar, but it seems it's more of a patron of some kind.
Sorry.
Had a bird companion myself for a while, and after Redfeather dispatched his supposed familiar, it seems to have possessed my bird, which is now soundly in this bag. No pet, the bag of holding.
Yeah, his bird turned all red after the other one died.
familiar with where the old superstition of red feathers comes from?
If it has nothing
Just
to do with aspects, then I'm afraid I'm not the most informed.
it's a scary story, right?
Well, I actually wrote a lesson on the subject. It goes as far back as the second incursion, when Morgos had been dealing with fiends in order to expand their power, and made frequent attacks on Avaroth's borders. Soldiers guarding the borders began to notice these attacks would often be preceded by the presence of birds with blood-red feathers, and they used this as a sort of early warning sign. But the helpful information that the red feathers meant an attack was coming was gradually diluted by time and distance into a vague superstition that red feathers were simply a sign of bad luck. The feathers on that armor you wear, Rin, are likely from as far back as the second incursion, worn as a sign of defiance, making a mockery of the fiend's influence. If I were you, I'd wear them with pride. I don't suppose you'd consider parting with that armor? It would be a welcome addition to the Hall of History, so few remnants remain of Avaroth.
Maybe I'll put it in a will.
Well, just don't die too soon then. But I'm concerned that this bird you've encountered and has seemingly overtaken your own is of a similar nature, which should
A
not
fiend?
be. It should not be possible. The painting you brought in of the high beast, those were put in place by the old sorcerer, last steward of Avaroth, Seer, to safeguard against further incursions. But if the fiends are regaining influence here, then perhaps that has failed.
Wait a second. Untharki, that wolf is. Sorry, when we first met, Untharki followed a white wolf into the forest, and we found a dead elf man. Sorry. A dead elf hanging, and it was clear the wolf wanted us to bury the elf, and so we did, and I think it gave us some sort of magical protection. But since then, that protection is gone. Long story, but
Kind of a dream.
does that would that wolf have been one of those like seals?
One of them is a wolf. Can you describe this dream?
Well, the wolf wasn't a dream, but we had a dream collectively of one of Morgoth's
Pet battle mage.
Morgos.
yeah, his battle Morgoth,
Morgoth.
Morgos.
Well, it is. We're technically saying Morgos, but with a lisp and a funny accent.
It's okay. Morgos. That's not in character.
You're right. Serious.
For Anthaki, it could be in character. Anyways.
Yeah.
In the dream, the battle mage killed us, and when we woke up, I'm pretty sure we all sensed that our protection was gone. There was just this feeling in the back of our minds that, I don't know, there was something protecting us, and in that dream, he must have severed that tie, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not magic, so.
If this wolf you encountered was one of the high beasts, and it has been slain, that would explain why there's sign of fiendish influence. I would like to examine the bird, but not here. Would you accompany me back to the academy?
Ren will nod.
Yes.
Yeah. Crystal's obviously looking torn up. What my friend here was saying earlier about our being here is, yes, we were here to drop off Tinbin at the academy. And yes, we were here for the artifacts, but my family was also in danger. They are entwined with a scheme to help bring, in parentheses, DM, what is the name for the soldiers in Morgoth? What would that be? Is it the army of all those
Morons.
people bad? Wow. Wow. Wow.
You can either just say Morgosian or soldiers of Morgos, or
Okay.
Goes here.
Back in character. My family would be bringing soldiers of Morgos here through tunnels, and I need a place to keep my family safe, and so that's why we're here. And if you know of anybody who would be willing to safeguard them, I guess I'm asking for help, but I understand if you can't help me. Yeah, let's just go take care of Rin's bird.
I can
And she's
and I
gonna
will.
go take her empty bowl.
Where are they now?
We're at the Timberfell?
Timberfeller Tavern, yeah.
They're at the Timberfeller Tavern. They're there for the night.
Let's.
But I can move them if. Well, yeah, I
That
didn't want
would
to
be best.
impose.
Let's bring them to the academy. I can house them in guest quarters above the actual historical collection. I live there in my rooms at the top floor. I can keep them safe for you. That
I
is.
wouldn't want to be a bother, and they can help. My sister knows how to cook and things. I'm sure they could.
Can
And I'm just
she?
like stumbling over my words, trying to like.
At the mention of cooking, he holds up a finger. Can she
Yes.
bake pancakes?
Yes, that's
Because the
what we
intricacies
heard
of
every.
enchantment and conjuration are child's play compared to cooking a decent batch of pancakes. I cannot seem to master it, and I would love to have someone who can around.
I'm just looking a bit taken aback, like, well, of, yeah. I guess I'll meet you all at the academy. I'll bring them straight away. Thank you.
We
And
should
I'm gonna,
do
yeah.
this quickly. Crystal's family is collected. If you want, you can refund the payment on the rooms from the Timberfeller Tavern.
I'll pay him like 6 silver just because,
Okay.
like, they spent like a good while or like a little bit of time in there
That's
still,
fair.
and they're still like,
Okay.
yeah.
So back to the note takes you up a couple flights of stairs to his personal living spaces above the actual collection.
Micah and Mariah are like nonstop chatting at everything they see, and
Question.
Yes.
Do we pass by Irons again?
Pass by Eins again? Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I misheard.
I would like to. I don't remember the name. I'm awful with names. But the sword. I'd like to let him talk to the sword for a while.
You give him Ektalm?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh gosh.
Interesting. Alright. We'll get back to that, I suppose.
Alright.
Trishul's family her siblings are gathered. Everyone's taken upstairs, and Benric kind of gets them comfortable in the guest quarters, and then comes back to take a look at clear skies, if you will.
Alright, pull him out.
Okay. Clear
I'm
skies.
gonna just have like my crossbow out, loaded with the bolt, just in case.
Okay. Clear skies looks much the same as he did last you saw him. Feathers are all blood red. Eyes are completely dark. Does not try to fly away or anything. Benric puts a hand on him and mutters an incantation, and the red tint to the feathers starts to fade away around his hand, kind of just starting at the head and all the way down the body. But then you can see Benric's hand start shaking before he is flung 10 feet across the room into the wall, and the tint returns to red feather. Clear skies.
Whew!
I'm rushing over and making sure he's
Venom.
okay.
Back in the bag.
Well, it was worth a try. Remove curse
What?
does not appear sufficient to fix what was done here.
I'm helping him up. I'm like, are you able to sense anything that was in him? It?
It was not my intent. I was focused on the spell I was casting. So I'm afraid not. But I fear that my suspicions are likely correct, which is deeply concerning because a third incursion is the last thing we need. I could attempt to put together some sort of enchantment to hold this at bay. We could try to slip it on. Perhaps an enchanted necklace or something. Using remove curse and then putting that on while it's in effect could work. I cannot guarantee it. If this animal is precious to me, then I apologize. It may be lost forever.
Do you have a place that you can keep watch on it?
Here in the museum is extremely secure.
I think it's safest here. You may be able to find out more things. Who knows?
I will do my best. I cannot guarantee anything. Well, you've turned my day upside down for certain. Brought in wonderful treasures and absolutely terrible news.
I.
Interesting note. I believe the bird was around before whatever dream the rest of my colleagues had.
Sorry.
Considering that Hunter made his entire brand around his bird. Could it be there are more gaps in the high beasts that we are unaware of?
Perhaps. Or perhaps this was simply a small enough influence that it was able to slip through regardless, but either ways. Or I could be completely wrong, but the fact that remove curse did not work, I am worried. This is bad. To be frank, this is very bad.
Just was gonna raise her hand like a student and be like, so remove curse is like a really powerful spell, or
Not terribly powerful, but if this was anything mundane, it should have been enough.
okay.
And if someone did kill the High Wolf, then they are likely going to seek out the others and attempt to slay them as well, which would open up Aronia to a third incursion.
Wait, so just to fill in the gaps in my slow brain, once again, not magical, but you're saying because of the dream that Anthraki and I had, that meant that the battle mage somehow had killed the wolf through us? Or it was already dead to begin with, which is why...
I believe the dream you had was more likely actuality passed to
it
you
killing the wolf?
from the perspective of the wolf. You were seeing through its eyes.
Oh,
Which would
she's
explain
just gonna
why
sit down and be like, oh.
you lost its blessing at the moment of death.
Are, are we somehow the ones that killed it? Because of our connection?
I can only guess that since you had an encounter with it before and done an honorable deed for it, it thought perhaps you could serve as some sort of warning or protection for the others. It was likely trying to garner your attention towards a threat that ended its life, maybe coming after its kid.
Man, I'm so tired.
How many days were we on the road?
About 15. Well, from
Yeah, that
Belton
does
to
it.
Xelth.
And without horses.
For about half of it, yeah.
I'm just gonna stand up and be like, well, if you ever need our assistance or anything, I'm sure we will all be more than happy to come to your aid, or if you want us to be searching out anything that you haven't been able to find, then let us know, I guess.
Well, I'm not so certain that bringing in relics for the museum is going to take priority in my mind over possibly preventing a third incursion. So if you're going to seek out anything, I think it ought to be these other beasts. To either attempt to warn them. I'm not sure if they can speak or understand, but at least attempting to warn or protect them could stop an invasion of fiends before it begins. Or, on the subject of relics, perhaps finding the resting place of Arkrender would be a good move at this juncture.
I was just about to ask.
I don't suppose you have any notes on that? I mean, you've found 3 artifacts of great importance already. What's a 4th?
Don't we have a note or something?
I actually think I may have a magical question, which I can't believe I didn't think of when I first came here.
A magical question.
Do you know of any swords made of pure magic?
The very one we were mentioning, Arkrender.
The name? Did I not get a name? I didn't get a name! No! Ow! Oh, shucks, I am so dumb!
It's okay.
Oh, okay, never mind. Doubly embarrassed. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
I will say Tristal does have a clue, hopefully somewhere in her notes.
A very big clue, yeah, okay, cool.
Did she share that with the rest of the people?
Nope!
Okay. I'm glad I didn't see anything in character then.
Okay. Do you not have
I
that
know.
written down?
I have. I'll just talk about it in character so that the rest of the people can know about it. That way I'm not just doing it in DM to player mode. Yeah, Arkrender, that's the. Anyways, that's the one. That's the sword.
You forgot what
Um,
was?
No, I knew who Arkrender was, but the nobles of the Wynornian courts refused to tell me it for some reason. I'm supposed to fight it for the king.
It's a weird.
That's why I'm out and about here.
But I thought the king.
My... Yes?
Nothing. That's very disrespectful of me and offensive to say that about our king.
You said the king.
I was going to say more, but I'm not going to.
Sometimes that is the wisest choice.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah, I guess she's gonna pull out the map that the treasure seekers gave her. I have this map from another party that are seeking this sword, and trust me, the rest of people that are seeking this sword are cutthroat. There's a lot of people wanting to find this thing.
It is very powerful. I can't say I'm surprised.
There are no real names on this map, and I just can't seem to determine where I should best start, but they did cross off the places they've already checked.
Seems to
Would
all
you
be
know, based off
mountains.
of this? Sorry?
They've crossed out mountains, and that seems about it. Why
Yes, but what? You don't think it's in a mountain?
Do you not have the clue?
I have really sparse notes regarding this. I keep meaning to flesh things out with you, and I have never done it. And of course, this is the session where I'm like, oh, we're not going to talk much about my background. And now I'm like, oh, shoot.
Do you mind if I give you the clue?
I do not mind.
Okay. You were told to seek. Oh, it's even on. Oh, I'm dumb.
It
It's
is on the map,
it's
isn't
on
it?
the paper that you gave that Seer wrote as well.
Yeah,
To seek the mountain that
that's what I
shouldn't
was
be
thinking.
sought. I forgot about that.
That's what I was thinking. We can do something.
I knew that too. But it's not in my notes for some
Okay.
reason.
Well,
Okay, never mind. Mhm.
he stands up and gets a small book from a nightstand nearby.
Thank
You remember
the Lord.
Rin, our guide, the gnomish fellow, no?
Yeah.
His journal was left behind in Xelth before we'd even begun our expedition. There's not terribly much written, but it seems he'd been on a few more adventures than I guessed. And there is mention of something that seems to fit this description. Find that. Yes. I think I'd have this more organized.
Gonna look around his room at all the different papers and
It's
things.
fairly cluttered. Here we go. 14th of Enfall, 162 post-havoc. Safe at home, but already I feel itched to head somewhere new. At any rate, the Tanglewood. Expose as little skin as possible. The bugs and plants both take any opportunity to bite and poke and scratch and itch and drive one to madness. I saw, and kept a safe distance from, some wooden folk, whether they were dryads or druids, I can't be too sure. The good news is that food is the least of my worries for return journeys. Not a day went by without stumbling across wild growing fruits and vegetables of too many kinds to name. Granted, some of these were being watched by predatory creatures, but a recently acquired pair of gloves came in handy when my sneaking skills weren't up to snuff. I climbed a tall tree on the second day of the adventure to try and get some bearings, and saw a single snow-capped mountain in the midst of the forest. Immediately, my instincts told me that I should avoid it, and I listened. Not listening to your instincts is bound to bring trouble after all. Just ask Grandpa Wamberton? No idea what that is. The only thing I regret about the trip is that I misplaced one of my best boots. At any rate, judging from this book, the other entries, it's very unlike our explorer friend here to leave something uninvestigated like this, especially a snowy mountain in the midst of a jungle. And a mountain that shouldn't be sought. He saw it and immediately did not want to go there. It seems to fit. Plus, there are no mountains mapped in the Tanglewood, which would explain why no one has bothered to look for a mountain there.
I feel like these things have been being spoon-fed to me, and I'm like, why weren't these things in my notes? I would have thought about this a billion sessions ago! Just my luck, I'm playing a person that likes to keep secrets, so I forget about things. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my map of Wanoid and circle the Tanglewood with big red ink or something.
Umthraki, you feel a bit of a tap on your shoulder, and no one else seems to know he's there, but Arthur is standing in the room with you. Are you going to mention the egg? I feel like
She is going to
this would be a good time.
jump inwardly. Just like the entire body is tense, and she looks around like, could you said something before? Oh, I'm already on it. Yes, I was going to mention the dragon egg. I was just waiting till they were reading the old man's
You're taking a long time.
diary journal. Like dragon egg. I have one.
I beg your pardon?
It's in
I
the
have
back.
a dragon egg, and something tells me that I should tell you.
Trissel's gonna heave a big sigh. Finally!
I'm
Curious.
getting rid of it. Is Arthur still there?
He's already gone.
I'm gonna think, like, just mentally, like, oh, yeah, good riddance, I guess.
And you'll receive a reply, if you want to talk, I'm in the cursed item shop in Xelth.
She's going to kind of pinch the bridge of her nose, like, okay. And can I get the dragon egg out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do so.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything to make sure it doesn't hatch right there?
No.
Turns out that this man is actually a dragon, so when it's in the presence, poof.
I mean, hey, stranger things have happened.
Your lot are full of surprises. I'm afraid I can't help you with. Well, I assume it's dormant. I assume.
Yes.
Were you hoping I could awaken it as a wizard? Because you would need a dragon for that, I'm afraid.
No, I was just wanting to let you know that I had one, and then asking if you possibly, like, if the markings on it look similar or anything.
As
Like, if it.
best I can tell, it looks perhaps copper or bronze.
Tristan
And
leans forward and be
Infinite
like,
is gonna think.
I'm of the motion that we don't keep it. So.
And I'm of the notion to ignore Tristal in this area of expertise. But anyways, I was told that it would be a dragon unknown to this world.
Alright.
I was wondering. Yeah.
He casts Identify on it and does get the same information that your identifying glass gave, which was that it is a dormant dragon egg, but it is of an unknown variety. Curious. It's like it's trying to disguise itself as another.
Hmm.
I'm afraid I
Well,
don't know what could hatch from this.
well, I intend to find out. I'm just gonna pick it up, kind of give it a little hug, and then put it back in the bag of holding.
If you are dead set on awakening it, I would recommend the teleportation circle could take you to Midrook, and the Ogdorak may be inclined to assist you in that.
What?
It's across the world, but you can always teleport back.
But you said the Oglorak?
Yes, he's the draconic king of Brunduk.
Oh,
He's very
well,
chatty.
that's very convenient.
He's chatty, but he's alright.
Well, that's something we have in common then. Although I can't seem to get a good word in edgewise in the past 16, 17 days.
Dear.
I mostly let, and she's gonna like flex her hands. Like I mostly let these do my talking.
You can talk with your hands?
Yeah, watch. She's gonna do like a puppet. Okay.
Rin's just gonna give you a very confused look.
She's going to
I'm
wink
gonna-
very, very dramatically and give a thumbs up.
What is that?
It's a pastry, I guess.
I'm gonna turn to Rin and be like, why did your taste in friends change? Your friends from back then are so much cooler.
I appreciate the compliment, but you more or less just insulted your companion here.
Hey, How else do you think? Why else do you think I've not been chatty the past 15, 16 days?
I feel like this is.
She's gonna
something
clap
I
her
just-
hands very loudly. Well, I am off to the cursed item shop. And she's gonna walk out.
I'm gonna turn back to. Okay, sorry. What's his name?
Benric Avatan.
Tenbin.
I need to
No.
add him to the list.
I'm gonna turn back to Benrick and be like, it seems to be more of a sibling thing. She's upset that I don't want her to keep the egg.
Well, I feel like
Not that you also threatened me at your mansion.
You're not there!
I can't say you're being entirely unwise in that point of view, especially seeing as how this is an unprecedented dragon that we've no idea what kind of personality it may have or how dangerous it might be. Hatching it may prove very dangerous or very beneficial.
Well, just to be honest, I just haven't been the best friend to her either, but.
Are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine.
Subtlety was never your strong suit. I knew you for about a month.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow.
He's grinning now.
I will follow Enthaki out.
Alright.
Before Rin leaves, he is gonna kind of stop before the door and turn back. No chance you've heard anything about any ASMR anyway.
Well, not terribly recently, but I have heard word there are some in the New World. Not of elven blood like you, human ASMR.
Well, that's something.
A question before you go. I meant to ask your friends, but they've left already. What do you believe ought to be done with the world's most powerful magical items? There's no wrong answer. Just tell me what you personally believe would be best.
I suppose it depends on the item. I mean, the magical item can be powerful in a lot of different ways.
Very true. Well, thank you. It's just something I like to humor me. I'll do my best to keep your companion's family safe and figure out, hopefully, a way to recover your animal companion from this affliction. Try not to take 17 years to get back here again.
I'll try.
Alright. I thought I had it marked on here, but apparently the cursed item shop is not on the map.
No.
Okay, so Draki and Trishla are in the back rooms.
Yeah.
I'm trailing behind Enthaki, by the way. I'm not, like, next to her. I'm just following.
See here. Oh, whoop.
Keeping an eye on things.
Find for the third time what appears to be the same exact building. This small, kind of crammed in cursed item shop between two other buildings. the windows appear kind of darkened, tinted, so you can't really see inside unless you go in. But stepping inside, it's very small. There's just a counter and a few shelves, and a goblin on a stool with his hands on the counter, just kind of rolling a marble back and forth until you enter, and you just. Hello. Oh,
I?
what would you, do you have items for trade in or out? Smiles with very sharp, ugly teeth.
Hey, Rin, anything about that Cupid thing?
Where is that coming from in this circumstance?
I really don't want to know what's going on in Bucky's brain right now. It scares me. There's an extra consonants is real.
There's extra consonants.
Anyway, yes, right. She's gonna say no to his question.
That's not on the. That's not
Do you have like cue cards or something?
He's got what seems to be a checklist of, or a map of like how responses should flow and how he can help. I'll be one moment. He hops off his stool and heads into a little door in the back, and just a moment later, a entirely different figure comes out of the door. Frackie sees a tiefling. Tristal sees a human. Rin sees an ASMR, all clad in this marine coat with a gold-headed cane. So, any more run-ins with dragons, or are we good?
No, we're good. There's no I mean, there's this person. I'm just gonna point to Tristal.
Hello.
Who are we talking? What, huh?
I'm her.
Sorry,
I'm her friend from. I give her the magic.
He's my patron.
Wait, the person behind the counter. Sorry, aside from this, the person behind the counter is Darky's patron
Yes.
in the flesh.
Yes.
Alright, the last time that she saw him was like, wait, no, wait, she was unconscious.
No, I was unconscious.
Yeah.
Like, I'll
This is who saved you from Kanagura.
You're welcome.
Yes. Wow.
Don't do that.
Thank
again
you.
For a while. Oh, the music died.
In
What?
character too.
What do you mean? There was no music?
Sorry. Yes, of course, you're right. There was never any. I know nothing about. What's Discord?
What?
Wait,
You
no.
mentioned Discord.
Arthur causes plenty of discord.
Not lately. Parole.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving us from the dragon. I did hear that cost you a bit. I'm sorry.
I was pretty worn out for a while, but I'm doing okay now.
Yes, well, I will let you two talk. And I'm just gonna go step outside the store.
I see everything. Okay.
You can see why you're her patron. Explains a lot.
I take everything as a compliment.
Nice to meet you. Goodbye.
Rin will just walk around the store.
Okay.
Still,
There are a
he's
few things.
not particularly surprised seeing the ASMR because he's encountered a couple aspects now, but still glancing every so often.
And it's not even like an aspect with slight ASMR features. This just looks like an ASMR to you. Just a regular ASMR.
Okay.
There are some items on the shelves, like feather and beads and bracelets and rings and stuff. But Arthur just puts his elbows on the counter. Thraki, you were a bit under the weather when I first brought it up. Are you keen on the idea that I proposed of retrieving Varian's memories and possibly returning them, hopefully earning a bit of better standing, my better standing with my situation?
She's just nodding as he's speaking, like, I believe I already told you that you saved our lives, and so I was in your debt, and I also wanted to do that because you also saved. This is like it's the second time you saved me. So the favors are piling up.
I wouldn't say piling up. I just wanted to confirm.
There's two. That's a lot, and they're pretty big. So they're you get what I mean.
More or less.
She raises her hand, even though he's not talking. She just raises her hand, like,
Yeah.
what was that? What exactly was I supposed to say with the dragon egg thing? Because he didn't give me any useful information, and Tristel got mad at me again.
Well, I mean, that's going to happen regardless. But
I know, and she's gonna like point to her shin, like she kicked me.
oh no!
I know this. She's gonna think that like for like just a fraction of a second, she's gonna think that he's actually being sincere, but then she sees like the fakeness. And it's okay, fine, I know, but it
I mean, you
really
kicked
hurt.
her back.
I know I did, but it was like the whole Logos thing. Completely avoiding it.
Can't really say I blame her. Her family's very involved. Could look bad.
What? Oh, is this a noble thing?
I don't know. I've never been a noble. I could try that.
I mean, you look like one.
It's just a jacket.
And she points to the cane. It's yellow.
This, everyone, most everyone has some gold. I'm pretty sure.
I think I have some.
Anyway, about the egg, I thought maybe you could get a nudge towards the teleportation circle rather than, walking across the continent. I mean, you just did 2 weeks of travel.
On better
Do you
reflection,
really
I
want
probably
to
could
do
like.
months?
I could ask Kanagura to give me a lift. I'm sure she'd be very.
1,
Very.
not old enough. 2, you will die. 3, you will die.
Yeah. So, do you have like a manual or something for the carrying and raising of little dragon?
No.
Or is it more just
I've
like
never done that. And
trial and error? Because
trial and
that's the
error
trial.
is
That type of trial and error. I'm sorry, but that type of trial and error, I would probably get eaten or worse, like die. Wait.
It's probably not
Oh.
going to be big enough to eat you, I wouldn't say. Plus, I mean, as long as you're are careful and you've got your two big strong friends. If it's angry at you when it hatches, you just. I mean, I don't want to say
I'll kill it. You'll hear him like across the store.
he'll kill it. He'll if it's dangerous, he'll kill it, and that'll be the end of it. But hopefully it's not, because I'm interested in seeing where this goes.
I mean, I am too. And she's just incredulously looking at Rin down the aisle from where he's like browsing stuff. She's like, excuse me, sir. Conversation. The two people here. You're over there. Shush.
So I spoke up.
She's gonna like block her ears and then like wait, and then turn back to Arthur like, so is there like a field guide manual book thing, a scroll perhaps?
No, but that makes it more fun.
She's gonna do the finger guns back at him like, that's awful. I'm gonna die.
Probably not. I mean, it's probably a lot weaker than you expect it to be, just hatching from an egg. Nowhere
Yeah.
near what you've fought.
Oh, wait, this is so. I am such an idiot. I just asked the Olgathongamog. What's his face?
You had it right, Ongathongamong.
Oh, should I call him that when I meet him?
Well, about the whole getting eaten or killed thing, probably don't do that.
Not out of character. The facial expressions with the Maybe not. Yeah, that's not probably a good idea.
But he could probably give you some pointers. I mean, he's a dragon.
But she's like kind of hesitant. So it's not the males can incubate the eggs as well?
It just needs an adult.
Infuriatingly simple.
Yeah. I really don't know why you thought it was just females. I don't think that ever came up. I didn't see that.
I'm sorry. My mind has always been on Canagra, and I thought like, oh, maybe if we were nicer, then I could have gotten a dragon suit. Oh, I mean, I don't get the dragon. I don't get it. It's not really my dragon egg.
What? Sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. That was out of character. I'm
Okay.
quiet.
It's technically yours because you told me to pick it up.
I don't want to own it. I just want to watch it.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, that shouldn't be too hard.
And really, the closest thing to owning a dragon is ever going to be just being friends with one, so I'm sure you can achieve that. If you manage to be at least somewhat friends with Tristal, then you could be friends with anybody. Am I being too mean? I'm sorry. It's just she
fine.
kicked you and I
You're
didn't
fine.
like that.
So she's gonna start like rocking back on her heels.
Also, the knife to
You.
your throat in her house was a little
Yeah.
close.
It wasn't
for
at her
comfort.
throat.
It was at my stomach actually. It was
My bad.
It was there. I Did you see the reflexes though I had? Those are pretty cool.
I'm afraid I only saw them in your memories. I don't tend to watch live most of the time. I'm very busy most of the time, but I take a look at memories every once in a while. Sorry.
That's
Intrusive, I know,
that's
but
that's fine. No, I was just a bit disappointed you didn't get to see how cool I've been getting. Alas.
you're plenty cool.
Oh. Stop.
And you're only gonna get cooler.
Oh, and she's like, starts like, how do you, like, the money symbol that you do, and then you start, like, rubbing your fingers, like, if she does that, like, how do you do a chaotic spark? Like that, like, yeah. No, like before, like,
Oh.
but with
the
one hand.
chaotic spark.
If she, like, starts, like, oh yeah, check this out, and she, is it a chaotic spark, as in, like, she can hold it, or is it just something that goes,
It's an entity that you summon.
what?
You know that. Never mind.
What?
The
How did
like,
I
the
not
fire thing
know
that
about
came out of the
this?
campfire that Deck was making, and then the cauldron.
No! Never mind, I will not summon it in the curse shop. I will not summon it. What?
Look at that,
Oh,
and Thraki
no,
making a wise decision.
in that case, she's gonna, oh, check this out, and she's gonna, like, mutter something, and then two, um, identical illusions of herself appear in the cursed item shop.
Very nice. You know I'm not surprised by that because I literally allowed you to be able to do that, right?
Well, I just thought you'd like to see more of me.
It doesn't really work on me very well.
Like playing out in my mind, like a little kid showing their dad the new like skill they learned
The
or
way
something.
I
From their
see,
dad.
the way I
Yeah,
see
I know,
people
it's so cute.
is not quite the way you see people. So these, to me, don't really look like you. If that makes sense, they're just kind of like, like if someone was to draw you badly on a piece of paper and then put that off to the side and say, "This is you."
She's gonna wave her hand and the illusions disappear. Like, okay, fine, I get it.
No, I'm not sure you do get it. It's just I don't see them as people. Like it's very difficult to explain. Can I show you?
She's gonna look down where Rin is again. Like, sure.
Okay. Uh, he kind of flicks your forehead, and just for a second, you don't see the world as you normally do. You see just possibility and potential and everything that everything could be. And then it's back to normal.
Oh, don't look at me.
Whoa.
She is not going to move for a solid 10 seconds.
Does that help? Or oh no. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh.
No, that was incredible. She's gonna like look over her shoulder, and like start kind of go on her tiptoes and kind of peer over on the top of the shelves and stuff. Like, that's how you see the world.
Yeah. So the illusions
That
to me just don't look like you.
because there's
They don't have much potential. Not as much
I
as you.
get
For certain.
it. Wow. I just sound like Rune. Wow. But honestly, out of character, DM, that is so cool. That is. I was imagining like how Siren has the perspective gift, and how like she sees things from other people's perspective, but from directly the entity of change, like giving how he sees the world is just like. Anyway, back in character. So she's gonna just be. What's the word? Not astonished, but just kind of in awe and grinning. And like, and that's all the time. You see that all the time.
Yeah.
Does it ever get like annoying or
I mean,
exhausting?
does the way you see things ever annoy or exhaust you?
What happens when you What happens if you close your eyes?
My eyes are just. Again, this is all just kind of a front. I'm not really a tiefling, obviously, and when I'm.
I know, but you don't have eyelids?
They're more for appearance's sake. I can't really stop seeing.
I mean, like, if you put your hands in front of them
Then I see my hands.
and the possibility of your hands, like the potential, like to create. You can create things, right?
I can't create, I can only affect.
May I
Oh,
interrupt
cause like that
something?
one log. Yes, sorry.
DM.
Yeah.
Just with how close the time is, I meant to say this earlier before, but when I step out, I'd like to just be scanning the area and if there's any posters or anything about like parties for hire, or if I happen to see people passing by that were in the party that we travel with, I just wanted to like hail them down or something.
Okay.
That's what I'm outside for. That's it.
Uh, Go ahead and
Okay, so
make
she's
a
just gonna be kind of
perception check
talking.
for me, please.
Do a what check?
Perception.
Perception. Okay. Oh. Natural 1 plus 5, so 6.
Oh, natural one.
Mm.
Uh, Afraid you don't spot.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
too much of a crowd, too busy to really, and you're too on edge to really focus on one thing. Your eyes just keep darting back and forth.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. For the natural one.
So yeah, Undraki's just kind of chatting aimlessly and is still very excited about just this split second. Like that's something that she's going to be thinking on for a long time.
Okay.
Rin, do you have anything that's caught your eye at the store?
There is something marked as the Ring of Calaros.
What?
It's a silver,
That caught his attention.
silver ring set with a tiny fragment of black stone.
What?
There's also a cursed scroll of revivify, a cursed scroll of fireball, a screaming helm, a cursed potion of greater healing, a spider stone, tortoise ring, glittering, a bracelet that looks to be made of just kind of cracked glass, black bead curio, just a whole bunch of black beads on a loop, and a feather, an ugly cord and feather pendant, mostly crow and duck feathers and small bits of bone.
What what's this? What's this ring?
This, well, you won't be able to lie to anybody when you wear it. Not very well, anyway, but I mean, could still be useful if you slip it onto the finger of someone that you're interrogating.
Hmm.
What happens if you ingest it?
Don't. Why do you? Why did your mind go there?
I'm
Wait.
just wondering,
How?
like, if you ingest
I
it and it's
am
metal, and you won't be able to digest it, and then it will just always
horrified
it'd be.
by the fact that you can surprise me.
Wait. Can you ingest? Potions are like magic. You ingest magic?
Uh, yes, there's magic foods.
You
Pretty
can
sure.
eat the ring.
It's not a good thing to eat.
If I ate like a piece of my ex, would that count?
Did your friend get hit on the head pretty recently?
I got hit on the shin.
I know. But is it
I
like
think all of
the-
Xelth.
It's been a long few weeks. This is the most civilization and most items we've been around in a long time. Consistently.
It's good to see you again. I'm glad.
Ooh, me or Rin.
Both of you. I
Hmm.
like having people to talk to. Not many customers in here, as you might imagine. Not many people want to look for cursed items, but I like to think of them as just magic items that you gotta be a little more creative with.
Does remove curse work on them?
It
Or
does.
is it?
It
Why
does.
would you want to do that?
But yeah, exactly. Just be creative.
I wasn't going to. I was just wondering.
I can make
Oh,
a bear whenever I
you're as
want.
bad as Trista when it comes to these things.
Ooh, I didn't see that. Any chance you'd want to trade that in for something else? Because that's a really funny thing you've got there.
I'm rather fond of it.
Ah,
Is it the bear whistle?
can't say I blame you. That's really funny.
I didn't hear what you guys are talking about, but just based on that reaction, I know it's the bear whistle.
It is the bear whistle. Tristal,
It's a very culturally significant whistle.
on watch outside, Tristal, you do eventually see some faces that you recognize, but not the Fair Tidings party. It's an old group of treasure hunters that you had encountered a long time ago.
I knew it.
The gnomish Sanders and his band, although you only see, I believe, two others of them, and they are making their way towards the Hall of History, or at least towards the plateau. And you can already see that maybe it's just for their own comfort or personal reasons, but the human fighter looking guy among them in just plate armor and nothing too special about him, but he's already got a hand on his sword handle. And,
I'm gonna duck back inside and hail the others.
Alright, and we're going to have to cut the session there.
I'm glad I gave that sword to Heinz.
I mean, now that the session's ended, he can't put his hand on his sword if he doesn't have a hand.
He can't.
You are astonishingly bloodthirsty.